hard, giving you everything they've had over an extended period of time, weeks, months, in some cases years, and you know tell them that they're not going to be on the roster at this point in time. So it's hard for everybody, and I respect what our players, both on and off the roster right now, players we had in training camp, what they did, what they committed to, and how hard they worked. So it just goes without saying that it's not an easy situation for anybody, the team, the player, or the teammates that see those things happening along the way. Yet it's something that we all know is part of playing professional football, and we all signed up for that. So this comes with the territory. That being said, there was a lot of roster movement in the last 2 weeks. There'll continue to be significant roster movement throughout the league, and on our team, I'm sure in the next few days. And some of that movement on other teams may or may not affect us. We'll just have to see how that goes. But just in general, I would say that the roster building process is far from complete, and we'll be starting to assemble a practice squad today. And if past years are any indication, I'm sure that process will also continue for a period of time until that's resolved. And so there's a lot of movement still to go. So it really would, I think, be inappropriate for me to comment on some positions, some situations that are really still in the process of that are not at the final point yet. There's some process that's involved or going on, and some of that I know will happen. Some of it I don't know what will happen because it might be dependent on other things in the league. So that's really kind of where we are here for today, and at the same time trying to start getting ready for Miami. But really the most important thing right now is to try to put the best roster together that we can to compete during the season, and before we really get to Miami, see what they're doing, because obviously they're in the same situation. They're putting things together on their end, just like we are, just like every other team in the league is. So, we know a lot about Miami, but there's still things that are probably yet to be completely determined, and I'm sure they feel the same way about us. So, process has begun, but we're still a ways from, really being able to, really dig in on them until some rosters are set, or certainly more definitive than what they are right now. So that's where we're at today.
Coach, we'll open up to questions. We'll take Mike Cherry, followed by Joe Kiana.
Good morning, Bill. I was wondering, when it came to Cam, was there a desire to have him to stay with the team in a backup role, or was that never presented as an option?
Yeah, I'm not going to go through all the different things that with any player on that. So we'll just leave it the way it is, and go from there.
Was that a difficult decision to make, Bill?
Well, I mean, I don't rank them. We make decisions, and then we execute them and go on, and take it from there. So.
Next question, Joe Kiana, followed by Andrew Callahan.
Good morning, Bill. Wondering how much did having those 3 days to himself for Mac Jones help him beat out Cam for that position?
Yeah, I don't know.
And just a quick follow-up, did Cam's vaccination status have anything to do with him being released?
No. No, I mean, look, you guys keep talking about that, and I would just point out that I don't know what the number is. I mean, you guys can look it up. You have the access to a lot of information, but the number of players and coaches and staff members that have, been infected by COVID in this training camp who have been vaccinated is a pretty high number. So I wouldn't lose sight of that.
Next question, Andrew Callahan, followed by George Blechy.
Bill, why was releasing Cam in the best interest of the team?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's our decision. And, we've had, weeks of meetings on all players, so it'd be impossible to, rehash everything that happened at that position or any other position. But, ultimately there's a lot of factors that are involved, and we made our decisions.
Next question, George Blechy, followed by Ben Vola.
Bill, when did Mac earn the job, and for you, what solidified him earning it?
Yeah, again, I'm not going to go into details of decisions and the timing and all that. I mean, we'd be here forever. So, it's a process. It was, a very competitive situation at that position, and both players took pretty close to an equal number of repetitions in total, between practice, games, going all the way back to the spring. So that's what it was.
It's no stranger how difficult your playbook is. How do you feel that Mac, as a rookie, has handled it and will handle it this season?
Well, I don't know how anything will happen. I mean, that's all to be determined in the future. We'll see. I don't know.
Next question, Ben Vola, followed by Alan Seaton.
Hey, good morning, Bill. Just now, you're pointing out that you said it was a high number of players who've been vaccinated have been affected by COVID as well. I guess the point with Cam was that he didn't get sick, but he was still affected by it. So that didn't play a role in your decision?
No, we have other players on the team who aren't vaccinated, as I would say probably as every other team in the league. And we've had minimal, but throughout the league, there have been a number of, quite a high number, I would say, of players who have, had the virus who have been vaccinated. So, your implication that vaccination solves every problem is just not really, I would say that has not been substantiated based on what's happened in training camp this year. That's all.
How many players on the team are still not vaccinated?
Yeah, again, I'm not going to get into that. Those are all personal decisions, and that's not my place to talk about another person's decision or medical condition.
Okay.
We'll take a few more questions. We'll go Alan Siegel and Ian Steele.
Thanks, Stacy. Good morning, Bill.
Yeah.
Rookie quarterbacks of this league tend to make mistakes, and correcting mistakes obviously is extremely important. How has Mac responded to the corrections at this point, especially in not making the mistake twice? Same mistake twice, I should say.
Right. Well, Alan, there's a lot of mistakes made in this league by everybody. Head coaches, veteran players, rookie players, you name it. Everybody in this league makes a lot of mistakes. It's very competitive, and there's a very fine line and a thin line and margin for error. So, I probably make more than anybody, but in the end, we all try to do our job the best we can, try to do what's best for the team, and that's what everybody's goal is, no matter how many years they have or haven't played or coached or anything else. So that's really the goal of everyone, and I don't think it's something that really gets broken down by years or number of games or anything like that. I think it's we've all seen very experienced players and coaches make rookie mistakes, and if you want to call them that, and so that doesn't exclude or include anybody or anything. We're all responsible for our performance every time we go out there, and it doesn't matter what you have or haven't done in the past. The outcome of the game and the judgment will be based on that current competition. So
Thanks, Bill.
You're welcome.
And we'll take a final question, Ian Steele.
Hey, Bill. What qualities does Mac have that you like? You drafted this guy in the first round. What does he do that you like?
Yeah, well, we've talked about that. First of all, he's had a high level of production. But I feel like he's been able to show an ability to do things the way we want them done at a productive level. So he's young. I'm sure he'll continue to learn and grow. We'll see where that goes. But that's why we drafted him, and I think he's come in and performed at a level that supports that.
Thank you, Coach.